Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining in this video. So today's video is about matchmaking. Okay. And you know, I this video is actually inspired by the questions that I get from my clients. A lot of clients panic when the charts that they show they do not match. And when that happens, a lot of people who are wanting to get married, but then they want to consult an astrologer before getting married, they get into panic mode. Okay. So what to do if the charts are not matching and what is a good match? Okay, so this video is for that. All right. But then before we go to the meat of the topic, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the content if you find it useful, and please leave behind your feedback in the comment section below. So when we speak about matchmaking in astrology, the girl's chart is always given more prominence than the boy's chart. And that is primarily because the Hindu society is primarily a patriarchal society. That means the female has to leave her home and go to the male's house to live after the marriage. And that is the reason the the rishis of India, they decided to give more importance to the female chart because she's the one who is making the more making more compromises than the boy. Of course, the boy just has to get married and invite the bride to his house, but the girl who is getting married, she has to leave behind everything, her parents, her siblings, and everyone behind, and maybe go to a new house which is located maybe in a new city or maybe in a new country. So it's a very, it's a very traumatic thing. It could be a very traumatic thing on some females, and the rishis, they decided that they will give more importance to the female chart as compared to the male chart. Okay, but then how to know whether it's a good match? I'll tell you a very basic thing that everyone can do. Okay, you see, you know, how many houses does it take for the boy's moon to reach the girl's moon? Okay, the girl's moon will be fixed. We have to see how much distance is the boy's moon traveling to reach the girl's moon. Okay, and based on that, you can say whether it's a match or a no match. And that is, in my opinion, matching the moons is enough because that gives a very good idea about the compatibility of the couple. Okay, say a boy has moon in Gemini, and the girl has moon in Aquarius. Okay, so from Gemini to Aquarius, let's count the number of houses. Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius, right? So the boy's moon is traveling 9 houses to reach the girl's moon. Okay. Now, a lot of people would tell you that this is good, but in my experience, if it's a 5-9 relationship, it can actually be bad for the couple. Okay, I'll share my screen here and I'll provide what exactly to do if it's a no match for in terms of the moon sign. Okay, just let me share my screen. Okay, I think this is clear. Yeah, so if the moons are in a 1-1 relationship, okay, say for example, the boy has moon in Cancer, the girl also has moon in Cancer. So in that case, it's a no. Okay, you should not go for this match. Why? Because both of you would be undergoing all the transits together. Both of you would be undergoing all the major shifts together. And more importantly, both of you would be undergoing Sati Sati together. So in Sati Sati, it's very important that if one of the partners is going through a very traumatic Sati Sati, the other does not go through Sati Sati, because that can be very damaging on the relationship. That can eventually break the marriage or separate the couple. Okay, then if it's a 2-12 relationship, say the boy has moon in Cancer, the girl has moon in Leo, in that case also it's not good, because in that case the spouse, it could be the male or the female, would not be listening to the other. One partner would not be listening to the other's point of view. One partner would fail to see the perception of the other partner, and that there is no remedy for that. Okay, if your spouse does not listen to you, there is really no remedy for that. Okay, Then if it's a 3-11 relationship, that's very good, okay? Because the main idea of a marriage is to, is to ensure that both the couples, both the people, they continue to grow after the marriage. And growth is measured in terms of material growth as well as spiritual growth. So a 3-11 relationship, it suggests that the marriage is poised for a lovely growth. Both the husband and the wife will grow simultaneously with this marriage in place. Okay, so that is a yes. All right. Then 4-10 relationship, maybe. Okay, because if you have a 4-10 relationship between the boy's chart and the girl's chart, between the boy's moon and the girl's moon, then the couple would face a lot of ego issues. Okay, so if you can keep your ego in check, if you know that marriage is all about compromises, relationships are all about compromises, then this thing can turn out to be pretty good. But then you have to remind yourself regularly that your spouse is not perfect, that you are not perfect, and you have to compromise. Marriage is all about compromise. Are you willing to compromise? If so, you should go ahead if you have a 4-10 relationship with your moon and your spouse's moon. Okay, 5-9 relationship, again, it's a no. Why? Because the Parashara says that if it's a 5-9 relationship, then there will be no growth in the marriage. Okay, especially for the girl would find that her growth as a in terms of spirituality or in terms of materialism gets restricted. It's limited. Okay, the growth of the girl or the growth of the bride would be restricted if it is a 5-9 relationship, and so it's a no. Okay, and then 6-8 relationship, yes, but you have to proceed with several precautions. Okay, so you have to understand that if you have a 6-8 relationship, between your moon and your spouse's moon and the bride's moon, then what is going to happen is the first 2 years of the marriage is going to be very problematic. Okay, there would be a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of conflict, a lot of strife. Okay, and then the other condition is that if you want to still go ahead with this relationship, if you have a 6-8 relationship with between your moon and your spouse's moon, then the first precaution to take is to get married in an ashram or in a temple without the involvement of the society. Anyways, if you have a 6-8 relationship, then the society would not be in much favor of your marriage. So it's better that you have the marriage in a ashram or in a temple, secluded temple, that is, without much involvement of the society. That is the first condition. The second condition is that after the marriage, you have to go on a spiritual pilgrimage. Okay, maybe for 5 days, maybe for 10 days, or maybe for a week, whatever is convenient for you. And in those days, you will not consummate the marriage. The marriage should not be consummated. Okay, you should not get physically involved with your partner after the marriage. It should be a pilgrimage. Maybe visit Dwarka or visit Jagannath Puri or visit any spiritual place of your liking where you seek the blessings of the divine to make your relationship successful. Okay, and if you get over these, if you keep these 3 precautions in mind, okay, number 1, getting married in a temple or in seclusion or in ashram. Number 2, going on a pilgrimage immediately after marriage and not consummating the marriage. And the third precaution is to not have sexual relationship with your spouse for the first 3 months after the marriage. Okay, so these 3 precautions, if you're willing to take, if you're ready to take, if you follow, then the marriage will become super strong in the next, after 2 years. Okay, so the 2 years would be filled with with a lot of conflict, with a lot of adjustment issues, with a lot of compromises. But if you can, if you can grind out those 2 years, your relationship will be very, very strong, along with a lot of growth from the marriage. Okay, and then if you get into a condition, okay, I'll stop the share. So if you get into a condition where you really have a bad relationship between your moon and your spouse's moon, and you still want to get married, then of course you can get in touch with me. I'll help you out with the tantric remedies that I offer for those cases. But astrologically wise, there are no remedies for the conditions that I just mentioned in the video as I was explaining. Okay, so that's it from me in this video. I hope you'll take away something from what I wanted to share. As always, kindly subscribe to the channel, share the content with your friends and family if you find it useful, and please leave behind your valuable feedback in the comment section. I'll see you soon in yet another video. Namaste. Om Gurave Namaha.